Hello, MCU fans. Well, Deadpool and Wolverine will be hitting theaters in just a few short days, but that doesn't mean there's not still time to look at some of these small but very important details hiding in the latest trailers. And I really want to thank everybody that leaves comments on the videos. You know, I read and respond to all of them, and it's you all that pointed these things out because even I missed them. But once people pointed them out, man, it made me even more excited for the movie, so I think you're really going to enjoy these. Let's dive right in and see what we can find out. Don't forget, we have a July contest running all month long. Be a subscriber, leave a comment. You could win a book or a steelbook. Best of luck. And we have a membership option with lots of cool perks, so you might check that out in case you're interested. Okay, so I found this fascinating. It looks like the TVA, I'm assuming Paradox's version of the TVA or department of the TVA, depending on which you believe, is still pruning. Because Maurice Nicholson pointed out that it looks like there's something in the sky right up here that you can see very briefly in one of the previous trailers, and it's falling out of the sky. It's only there for, half a second, but you can definitely see what looks like, the prune portal opening in the sky and something falling out. So what does this tell us? I mean, is Paradox still actively pruning? I mean, sure, we know that obviously Deadpool and Wolverine get pruned or they wouldn't end up in the void, but this just seems like extra stuff is still being pruned. What is going on with Paradox? I cannot wait to learn his relationship to either the TVA from Loki or if maybe he's a separate TVA. Again, let me know your thoughts on that. Really curious. Okay, so this is a smaller detail, but I think it's so cool. So I had pointed out how Cassandra Nova was apparently trolling Professor X because she comes out in a wheelchair, stands up, and then, shows that she doesn't need it. But Eduardo Franco took it one extra step further and pointed out the ramp was only necessary if you're in a wheelchair, and instead it turns into steps. So yeah, it just shows how she loves to play head games with people. Sure, she can telepathically get in your head, but she also likes to troll and really show how superior she is. So I cannot wait to see how she ends up, therefore, treating Deadpool and Wolverine, because I suspect she's really going to mess with them every chance she gets. Okay, this is so cool. So we saw that B-15 is going to show up because she was in one of the trailers, obviously, and I pointed out how it looks like behind that TVA agent, if you blow it up a bit, is 5th Street, 26th Street, who knows, but it looks like it's a subway, right, that they're standing in a subway. Well, several of you pointed out, DLL Expo, Happy Dude Customs, and Blazecap all said, hey, those subway tiles that we see behind them, they look really familiar to something we saw in an earlier trailer. Yeah, this room. So maybe just down the steps to where B-15 is standing is this device that Cassandra had. So when B-15 says, I'm going to show you something huge, I would love for it to be Loki's tree, but I know that's not what it's going to be here. It sure seems like she's going to take folks down those steps to show them this machine. Now, I don't think Cassandra's still going to be there. She's obviously in the void, but maybe this is how they discover her multiversal shenanigans and whatever she's been up to. So yeah, very, very cool. Maybe this is B-15 showing a Paradox, or maybe she's showing Deadpool and Wolverine. Who knows? But I really do think these two scenes are related. So since we're talking about this scene, DLL Expo pointed out that you can see a piece of TVA tech on the right side of the machine that Cassandra has her hands in. Interesting. Yeah, we have indeed seen this in the TVA. Do you remember this, right? I love this Happy Dude. Man, I can't wait to see him in the movie with his little I Like Me mug. But notice over his shoulder, yep, that is the exact same device. So that tells us a couple things. Maybe Cassandra infiltrated the TVA and stole stuff. Maybe she worked for the TVA. Maybe she was an agent. Who knows? But clearly, she has been to the TVA, and that is probably why Paradox wants her taken down, because Paradox knows that she has some of this tech. So speaking of Cassandra's tech, this is the last theory, and I think this is so cool. Notice that Ryan Reynolds, showed us the sling ring with the red and the green stones, and it's a safe bet that those are reality and time stones. It makes total sense, right? Here's another shot of it right here. But man, oh man, does John Comey come up with a fascinating theory. So John says, I'm tempted to think the red stone inside the sling ring isn't an infinity stone, but rather a shard or maybe the whole M'Kraan crystal. Oh, wow. I love that theory because this is like a love letter to the X-Men, right? Well, wouldn't it make sense to use artifacts from X-Men lore? Notice John says, points out how it is the nexus of all realities and or the heart of the multiverse. Now, it's true. John goes on to say this doesn't explain the green stone, so that could still be a time stone. It could be maybe something from X-Men lore we're not thinking of. But I love the idea of that being an M-Cron crystal. In fact, if we look at the fandom site that talks about the M-Cron crystal, it says a lot of what John said, right? It's the nexus of all realities and allows you to travel to other realities of the multiverse. And notice, as they say, even shards of the crystal have this property. And further down, it says the crystal enables time travel. So you wouldn't even need the green time stone because this thing allows you to travel through time and space. And in fact, lets you take you to locations that are outside of space and time. I don't know, maybe things like the TVA or things like the void. Wow, that is craziness. I mean, that would certainly make this a multiversal sling ring. So let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think that perhaps we're seeing an M-Cron crystal? And what, how did she get a hold of it? If so, how did Cassandra get a hold of one of them? And what might the green crystal be? I love those theories. This makes me so excited for the movie to see where they decide to go in all these different areas. And in fact, speaking of being excited for the movie, the reviews are in. This is just a few of them here. Hollywood Reporter has said that Deadpool and Wolverine is celebrated as Marvel love letter. I love it. With epic action in the first reactions. Notice Variety says Deadpool and Wolverine's first reactions praise Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman's dynamite chemistry, epic cameos, and call it a game changer for the MCU. And then Total Film says Deadpool and Wolverine's first reactions are here, and it's the most hype we've seen for a Marvel movie in years. Oh yeah. As they say, LFG. LFG indeed. 2 more days, 3 more days, depending on where it shows in your location. But yeah, just a few more days, and we'll be seeing the movie. So let me know your thoughts on these theories. Do they make you even more excited for the movie? And when are you going to see it? Let me know when you're going to see it. When do you have your tickets? So don't forget, July contest, right? Be a subscriber, leave a comment, win a book or a steelbook. There's also that membership option. And I always like to close by reminding folks about the Discord. 1,500 members across the globe, all having conversations 24/7. And notice we have a special section for Deadpool and Wolverine spoilers. So as long as you are on the server, you won't see any spoilers, unless, of course, you go here, and then it's spoiler heaven. So yeah, I would love to have you join. I will leave a pinned comment. And also, if you don't mind, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. You can check out more content, and we will all continue to enjoy the ever-growing, the ever-changing Marvel Cinematic Universe.